We got a visitor today. I think maybe in honor of the old ball coach, we might not be able to start the press conference here until our guest Ron. You good? I'm good. Good to see you, man. Is this your first time? I haven't seen you this year. Been laying low. Good to have you. And again, happy Halloween to everybody. Hope everybody's got the trick-or-treat plans ready for tonight and all that good stuff. Excited about getting back on the road this week. Big challenge with NC State. This is a really, really good football team. That's why it's come down to these two teams. I mean, in November, and you got two teams that are well positioned to try to win the division, and so it's exciting to be a part of these type of games. This is playoff football. That's what it really comes down to, so be a big challenge heading up there. Really impressed with this football team. Biggest thing that jumps out at you is the veterans that they have. I mean, they got 21 starters back, and 19 of them are graduates, seniors, or redshirt juniors, and that is very rare in college football. So, very, very experienced, well-coached, and talented football team. The two losses that they've had, they just had some critical errors, critical mistakes, and turnovers and things like that. But this is a team that's really capable of playing with anybody. There's no question they're physical in the trenches on both sides. I think definitely the best D-line we've played. All four of their starters are NFL guys, and they really play about 7 or 8 guys. Got a lot of depth there. Very active at backer. Force the issue, play downhill. Got good experience on the back end, and then offensively up front. Every single one of them hogs is back, and they really understand their scheme. Do a great job of creating distortion in your defensive line with their stretch zone scheme. They do a great job of presentation. Very seldom do they just line up and run a play. There's always some type of motion or shift or something going on, and just a bunch of smart guys that know what they're doing. And when you have a veteran team like that, you kind of get to kind of another level of nuances within a system, and that's where they are right now offensively. A bunch of good skill, 3, 12, 11, all them receivers, big, strong, can play. Number 7 is special. He is electric. Gillespie, the other running back, he's downhill, 25. He came into the game last week, and I thought ran really hard, really tough. Number 1 he's one of the best players that has probably come through this conference. Just all around instinctual, versatile football player. I mean, he does it all. I mean, you don't really know where. I mean, he plays tailback, plays tight end, plays receiver. He's a returner. He does everything. Number 7's a returner. He took one to the house on us up there a couple years ago. Just really good players all around this quarterback, who I think is an outstanding player. He's done a great job of taking. I think they only got 4 turnovers all year, but he's done a great job of taking care of the football. He can make all the throws, deep throws to the far sideline. To the field from the opposite hash. He's got that throw. He's got throws a nice deep ball. They got a million screens. I think they've had 51 screens. So you got to defeat blocks, and the ball's going in the air, so it comes down to matchups. And then they're very physical in the running game. Got all the RPOs and play actions and boot swaps, all that stuff. They just do a very good job of keeping you off balance. I think they're averaging 36 runs and passes a game, so very good balance there. And just a really good football team all the way around. So it should be a great matchup. I think we got a good team, and should be a heck of a game up there in Raleigh Saturday night.
Coach, you did so much self-evaluation, self-scouting after the Syracuse loss, and I know Syracuse also played out of their minds that night, but Is there one or two main areas that you really feel you improved upon in those 2 weeks off?
Yeah, I mean, just our mindset. It's the biggest thing. Just our mindset, and make sure we were locked in and had the right mentality going into it. We were physical, and just kind of got back to some of our core values, and thought we did a good job of playing off some of the tendencies. Some tendencies are very good, and but playing off some of those things through the course of the game, got the ball down the field a little bit more. Didn't hit on some of them, but yeah, there was a lot of things coming out of that game that I thought we did a little better job of.
You had, I think, 4 penalties, but you definitely cut down on those a lot.
Yeah, I mean that was not characteristic of us. We were obviously very poor up in Syracuse, 120 yards or something like that. You're not going to win many games when you have that amount of yards going backwards, over a football field. That's a long day at the office, and that's what it was. So, yeah, we played with more discipline, and again, outside of the fumble by ETN and as many passes as we threw, we threw it 33 times. In that situation, we actually did a pretty good job of taking care of the ball.
Who's one underrated player from NC State that maybe hasn't got the limelight, hasn't got the attention, but could really make an impact this Saturday?
Underrated player, I don't really see many of them underrated in my eyes. They're all really good. I think their receivers are very good players. I think that number 11 doesn't have as many catches as maybe 12 and 3, but he's a third down guy, man. I mean, he's been a very, very critical third down player for them. So maybe him offensively, and then over on the defensive side, all those guys up front and all the first four get a lot of the talk, but they got a lot of depth up there. They got a lot of those guys that can play, but I think that number 58 for him. I mean, he's a very active football player, and but I don't know if he's underrated or not. I just think they're a really, really good team all the way around, top to bottom.
Given how much they move around, Samuels, how hard is it for a defense to sort of get a beat?
It's hard. I mean, because they're just very creative with him. I mean, he's the guy. I mean, they're not coming out of the game without him touching the ball. So, when you just line a guy up at one spot and that's where he is, much easier. But they're gonna, if they have to put him at tailback, they're gonna make sure you can't stop him from touching it when they put him at tailback. And then they're gonna line him up and they're gonna motion him all over the place. So you're not gonna take his touches away, but you've got to do a great job of knowing where he is and understanding how they've used him and what they like to do with him from different formations. So it's just a lot of preparation, a lot of study to get ready to defend him. They use him every which way you can think of in the play action game, the swap boots. They'll line him up as a off tight end, and here comes the, they've been running stretch, and now here comes the stretch boot. He's in the flat on you, and it's just getting the ball in his hands. And he's great in space. I mean, he breaks tackles. He's strong. He's 220-something pound guy, and again, he's got excellent ball skills. Great. He does a great job with the ball in his hands after the catch. So they'll screen it to him, hand it to him. They'll throw it down the field to him. So they're gonna make sure he has his opportunities. So you just try to make sure you got a good plan, understand what you're doing, and execute your plan.